It is recording.
Okay, and welcome to Paleo Training, the fifth or third or fourth in our series of training with Darren. As with the previous episodes, we're going to be working on core strength today. We're going to be doing some great stuff actually, some stuff that really works on mobility, but at the same time challenging this whole core, really getting that working really hard. So the first exercise we're going to have a look at is a basic crawling exercise, and we're going to do this in at least a few different dimensions. So we're going to come down into a good crawling position here, which looked at sideways is like that, and from here we're going to crawl forwards, say 5, backwards 5, sideways 5, and the other sideways 5. Come back to the middle, forwards again, and I'm going to keep doing that crucifix pattern until I'm pretty fatigued. At that point I'm going to move on to the next exercise. Next exercise is going to go the same directions, that same crucifix shape, but it's a crab position, so I'm here. I'm going to crawl forwards and back. Depending on my fitness levels and what I can manage, I can go further forwards and further back. I need to stay on the screen so you can see me. Sideways. In terms of what your hands do behind you, you can point them various different directions. You should be able to cope with your hands facing forwards, sideways and behind. You want your shoulders quite nicely back rather than rounded like this. Okay, next one we're going to do is we're going to do little colt jumps, or sometimes called a frog. So from this position here, we're going to put our hands forward, bring the feet up, forwards and back again, and then we can do the same thing to go sideways, but we put our hands out to the side. Like that. If you want to make it a little bit more dynamic, you can start to jump forwards a little bit more and then kick the hips up behind you. Same when you're going back, kick up more like a donkey and press back, and that then becomes rather more challenging. So again, do those until you're hitting the first serious signs of fatigue, and then change to the next exercise. Next one we're going to do, we're going to be sit-outs. So we'll start with a basic left and right sit-out to start with. I'm going to come down into this crawling position like this, and then I'm going to reach the inside leg underneath me, bring the outside arm back the other way. Rotate back to where I started, change, underneath, stretch. There, I can try and do it a bit more dynamically, really reaching round as far as I can. Try not to touch the ground as I reach out. And again, do that until I get the first signs of serious fatigue. And then move on to the next exercise. Next one is related to the one we've just done, but this time it's a jumping sit-out, and we're going in a forwards position. So I'll show you from the side. What I'm doing here is easier variant first, coming forward onto 2 hands, and then putting my foot where my hand is, moving this hand out the way, and putting that foot forward. Then go back the way I've come, like that. So the other way, now on the other side, hands down, foot in, foot through, and jump back. So here we go, a little bit more dynamically. There, back, there, back, like that. If I want to make that more challenging again, what I can do is I can only put one hand forward. So I'm going to jump forward with just the right hand, put the right leg through, jump back, left hand only forwards, jump back, and so on. That becomes more challenging again. Okay, next exercise we're going to look at a classic burpee but with a twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a jump, We're going to go down to the classic burpee position. We're going to put our feet back. This time when we jump up, we're going to turn sideways. So it's a surf position. We're going to jump up there, hands back down, jump the feet back into the classic position, jump up the other side. Show you facing this way. Jump, back, left surf position, right surf position, and so on. Second last exercise we're going to do takes us back to the crawl again, but we're going to do everything with straight arms. So we're going to come back to here, you go sideways like this. Now I've got my legs straight as well, and back like this, back to the middle again, and going forwards, again not bending at the elbow and not bending at the knees at all. So this now becomes an exercise that's stressing the shoulders. So that core area has moved up from here up to about here, I suppose. Last exercise, this is a finisher, because by the time you've done this you are absolutely finished, so it's a good one to go for. Again, we come back down to our classic control position here, and what we're then going to do is bend at the elbows a bit, bend at the knee as much as you can. So it's like a mini press up, like this, but from this position we're now going to push upwards one. So it's an explosive press up where you get to use your legs as well, but it's very challenging on the whole upper body. It's getting your legs involved as well, so it's a total body, whole body core exercise. So that's what we're going to have Darren do this week, and we'll talk about sets and reps and things like that between ourselves. You can play with it and see what's going to work with you, rather than take a cookie cutter approach and say everybody's going to do this, because it won't necessarily be ideal for you. But play with those exercises, have fun, and see you guys next week.
Sounding out of breath there, Ollie.